Oh My Canada, Karma's Parallels. Music track 7 introduction. For over 200 years, during the times when the first settlers arrived in what they called the New World, those settlers and their families and the Indigenous, otherwise known as native peoples that were present on what they called Turtle Island, lived and worked with each other in peace. Until those same types of unscrupulous peoples whom believe themselves to be religious and elites and their ways or manners of control that the settlers had left behind in the Old World, mainly in Europe, had sent people of their own to follow those settlers here, seeking to establish control over everything that they were now very much aware of, whether through several monarchies or the Roman Catholic Church or major corporations and banking interests. It all points to those greedy people that would take everyone's freedoms and replace it with a control mechanism for disillusioned and manipulated types of freedoms, but truly is not. In fact, it's slavery, which still occurs today, known as wage slavery. For they seen the riches of furs and other materials like gold and silver that they could exploit, and they were not about to let anyone stop them from setting up vast systematic control apparatuses, also known as governments. Sadly, this would not turn out well for our Indigenous brothers and sisters, nor would it turn out to be a good thing for a great many other peoples as all those years went on. For the very things that transpired against the Indigenous eventually would begin to happen to all peoples in Canada, right up to this current day. So in a sense, you could say that they've all reaped what they have sown, for they all allowed it to happen, and karma does have parallels, which does also point to the powerless attributes that everyone feels and suffers under. Listen closely to the words in this song, and then compare them with both sets of events, and tell me that all those things have not come to pass. For are we not all slaves to the very systems that the elitist and powerful have created and maintained over all these generations? And true reconciliations can only occur when our Indigenous brothers and sisters are brought into the fold, or at least afforded the opportunity to hold a fair portion of seats in the peoples of Canada's Parliament. Until then, don't really expect anything along the ways of true reconciliations. Anyways, let's now listen to that interesting music video. And when it's over, why not leave your thoughts on those matters in the comment section below? And if you would, please like and subscribe to this channel.
We offered you our freedom, we offered you our trust, we offered you our homes without any fuss. We welcome you onto Turtle Island with open arms, all to learn later you'd cause so much harm. Oh my Canada, what have you done? All to mock our ways and things that you had undone. They blocked us from hunting and grazing the lands, and pushed us further on to the those barren lands. They stripped us bare, and it was unfair, but not as bad as the things we would secretly share. They forced us to live on small pieces of land, sometimes far from our traditional land. As our ceremonial sites grew far from our sights, no one understood our native plight. You took our freedoms, you took our homes and ways. You boxed us in and made us your slaves. They called us wild, they called us greed. They forced us to bow upon our knees. When we refused, you made us all bleed. Oh my Canada, what have you done? Oh, to mock our ways and things that you had undone. They blocked us from hunting and grazing the lands, and pushed us further out to those barren lands. They stripped us bare, and it was unfair, but not as bad as the things we would secretly share. They forced us to live on small pieces of land, sometimes far from our traditional lands. As our ceremonial sites grew far from our sights, no one understood our native plight. They took and turned our children, and that took our lives. And then they turned their sights upon our wives. Assimilated many over those years, all because of something they feared. They stopped us from moving to and fro, even when it was cold and minus below. Oh my Canada, what have you done? Oh, to mock our ways and things that you had undone. They blocked us from hunting and grazing the lands, and pushed us further on to those barren lands. They stripped us bare, and it was unfair, but not as bad as the things we would secretly share.